everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a no-sew little pouch where you could keep little trinkets in, like maybe a rock collection or shells or anything you really like. First, what we are going to need to make the little pouch is a piece of fabric. This is made out of a jersey material. The type of material that works best is any that doesn't really fray easy. This is a jersey material, kind of like what t-shirts are made out of, so an old t-shirt would work great for this also. And then we need some ribbon or some string. I have some really thin ribbon right here that I'm going to use. We need scissors to cut it out. Here's the scissors. We need, I say a washable marker, so if you don't want any lines or markings on it, after you trace out your pattern and stuff, you can throw your piece of material in the washing machine and wash out the marker lines. So here's a little washable marker, and then a bowl or a plate or anything round about the size that you would like your little pouch to be. Today I'm going to be using this plate. So first what we want to do is we want to, and this is optional, you do not need to have this, but some beads. I do have some beads here that I'm going to use at the very end. So all right, so what you're first going to want to do is take your piece of fabric and you're going to want to lay it face down. So the side that is going to be on the outside of your pouch, you want down, laying flat on the table or on your flat surface. And then I'm going to just put this plate or your round item on top, and I'm just going to trace around it. So I'm going to trace a round circle here. Okay. And then when you're done, you are going to have a round pattern that you can use. I don't know, can you see that? Not really, but. And then I'm just going to cut out my round circle. So instead of spending time on here cutting this all out, I actually cut one out previously, so I'm going to grab that now. So I have my round piece of material that I have already cut out, and then what we're going to want to do now is we're going to want to mark where we're going to cut holes in this fabric so we can weave the string through them to make a pouch. The holes I would suggest be down probably about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch, just so if they're too close to the edge, the fabric might fray and then your hole would be destroyed. So we're going to just use our handy dandy washable marker again and make little marks where we want the holes to be. So I'm going to just kind of wing it and do it by eye. If you want to measure everything out and have it be more perfect, then go ahead and feel free to do that, but I'm just going to do everything by eye. So I'm going to go down about 1/4 of an inch actually, and just mark the spots that I want. I am going to put about 3 inches between these spots. You can put as many holes as you want. If the more holes you have, the more cinch tight the top will be, and maybe the more put together it might look, your little pouch. For time purposes, I'm just going to do it about 3 inches apart. So I'm just making the little marks right now where I want my holes to be. So there we go. And then to cut these out, I suggest folding the material over to where you wanted your hole to be, and then just cutting a little slit. So I'll show you that right now. I'm just going to fold it over. I have my little dot right there, so I'm going to fold it over, and then I'm going to cut a slit right on where the fold is of the fabric. So just cut a slit there, and then see, I have a little hole. So I'm just going to go around and do that to the rest of these. And like I said, you can have as many as you want or as little as you want. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to need to cut the ribbon or the string so we can thread it through the holes. Like I said, I'm just eyeing everything. So if you wanted your pouch to lay flat after you've uncinched it, so you can look at your shell collection or your rock collection without taking everything out of the bag. So it would just lay flat like this. You are going to want the string to go around the full diameter, so it could lay flat. I have already cut a piece of string, so here's my piece of string. It does go almost all the way around. Well, not really. So mine probably wouldn't lay flat. So, but that's okay, because that's not what I want it for. So now I'm just going to weave the string in and out of the holes. So I went from underneath and now I'm going over. So to weave, you just continue going over and under. So there, over, under. Come on, there we go. So I'm just going to continue doing this. And if I do it, and let's say, since I put mine about 3 inches apart, if I weave this through and I decide I don't like the look of it when I cinch everything together, I could always add more holes, add them in between. So sometimes it's nice to kind of wing it and see how things turn out, and then kind of troubleshoot what maybe else you could do to make it look better or whatever. See, look, I just ended up here and I do not have another hole to stick it through. So I'm just gonna, let me get my string out of there, cut another hole right by this one. Move it through. There we go. See, and I'm kind of cinching it together as we're going already. Oh, you know what? I didn't put my cloth over either, so my little bit not as bright side is on the outside now. So I just kind of cinched it, and now I am gonna put the beads on. What you could do if you do not have any beads is you could, the beads will help also so the string doesn't go back through the holes. So if you don't have any beads, I would suggest you put a few knots at the end of your string just to make it so it's a little bit harder for the string to go back through the holes. So I got a little blue one on there and a little yellow one. And since I don't want mine to lay flat, I am going to cut off the little access that I tied here. So there's that. Here we go. I got my little beads on the end. I am going to cut off this extra ribbon. And then I'm just going to tie this nicely. I should have brought something to put in the little pouch for you. So I'm just going to tie this off nice and put a little bow in it. And there we go. See, if I put more holes in it, this one's kind of funky, but if I put more holes on it, it would cinch a lot tighter and it would probably look a little cuter. So there's my little pouch, and you can put little treasures in. Next week we are going to make marbled stationery. So that should be a lot of fun. All right. Thank you for coming and watching, and let us know how yours turns out and what type of treasures you're going to put in it. All right. Thank you.